Hey fellow gamers and demon slayers, today we're delving into the dark abyss that is Diablo 4. No marketing jargon, no hype, just a candid chat about what Blizzard's cooking up in the demon-infested dungeons. So grab your weapons, settle in, and let's talk about the good, the bad, and the hellish of Diablo 4. First things first, let's talk about what we've all been craving, the story. Diablo 4 unfolds in the aftermath of Diablo 3, with Lilith, the mother of Sanctuary, stirring up all sorts of trouble. Now if you're expecting a groundbreaking narrative that flips the script, well, you might be in for a bit of disappointment. The story is solid, filled with the usual epic showdowns and cryptic lore, but it doesn't break new ground in the Diablo universe. Alright, let's talk about the atmosphere. Diablo 4 nails it. The dark, gothic vibes that we fell in love with are back in full force. The visuals are gritty, the dungeons are appropriately creepy, and the lighting. Oh, the lighting. It's moody, it's atmospheric, and it sets the tone for the demon-slaying adventure you're about to embark on. Now, Blizzard is shaking things up with an open-world approach. The vast, interconnected zones are a breath of fresh air. You're not just hopping from dungeon to dungeon, you're navigating a sprawling world, encountering dynamic events, uncovering hidden secrets, and tangling with demons in unexpected places. It adds a layer of exploration that Diablo fans might not be used to, and honestly, it's a welcome change. Let's talk about classes and skills. The Barbarian, Sorceress, and Druid are back, each with their own unique flavor. The skill system has undergone a revamp, offering more customization and flexibility. Experimenting with different builds and finding that perfect combination of skills for your playstyle, it's addictively satisfying. They've thrown in mounts. Yeah, you heard that right. No more tedious trudging through dungeons. You can now hop on a trusty steed and gallop through the hellish landscapes. It's a small addition, but it adds a layer of convenience that makes the open-world experience even more enjoyable. Also, the attention to detail is top-notch. From the way the environment reacts to your spells to the grotesque design of the demons, it's the little things that make Diablo 4 visually impressive. Replayability is the name of the game. With the non-linear narrative and dynamic events, each playthrough feels fresh. The endgame content is promising, with dungeons, world bosses, and PvP zones to keep you hooked long after you've vanquished Diablo or, Lilith. Now let's address the elephant in the dungeon, the formula. Diablo 4, for all its improvements, sticks pretty close to the tried and tested Diablo formula. If you're expecting a revolutionary leap, well, it's more of a confident stride. It's familiar, it's comforting, but it might not shake up the genre as much as some of us hoped. While the visuals are generally impressive, there's been some chatter about the art style. It's a bit more colorful compared to the darker tones of Diablo 3, and some longtime fans feel it loses a bit of that grim aesthetic. It's subjective, of course, but it's worth noting. Let's talk about the always online requirement. Yeah, it's a thing. Whether you're playing solo or with friends, you need an internet connection. Now I get it, it's the age of connectivity, but some of us still appreciate the option for a solo, offline dungeon crawl. Always being tethered to the online realm might irk a few. Remember Diablo Immortal? Yeah, that mobile game announcement that didn't quite sit well with the PC gaming community. Well, Diablo 4 has that lingering mobile game specter. There's a slight concern that the game's design might be influenced by the desire to appeal to a wider, more casual audience, diluting the hardcore experience some fans crave. Alright, let's talk about the elephant's cousin, the release date. As of now, we're in the dark. Blizzard hasn't dropped the release bomb yet, and the uncertainty is a bit frustrating. We get it. Good things take time, but a little roadmap wouldn't hurt, right? So, Diablo 4, what's the final verdict? It's Diablo, alright. The dark atmosphere, the addictive loot grind, the demon slaying, it's all there, and it's good. The open world twist is a breath of fresh air, and the improved classes and skill system give us plenty to sink our teeth into. But, and there's always a but, it doesn't reinvent the wheel. If you're expecting a complete genre upheaval, you might be a tad disappointed. The always online requirement might not sit well with everyone, and the art style shift might raise an eyebrow or two. But at its core, Diablo 4 is shaping up to be a solid addition to the franchise. It's a blend of the familiar and the new, offering enough to keep longtime fans engaged and potentially attracting some fresh blood. So fellow adventurers, as we eagerly await the release date announcement, let's appreciate what we've seen so far. Diablo 4 is a hellish ride, and whether you're a seasoned Nephilim or a newcomer to Sanctuary, there's a demonic adventure waiting for you. Happy hunting, my friends.